purely political measure. This is First Dynasty, supposedly, the beginning of the First Dynasty. I mean, you see the Hathor ears up ahead there. I mean, the Hathor face, again, already intact with the cow ears, and the human face with horns there, instead of normally with the Hathor head, you have the headdress and then the sistrum on top. This may be an earlier form, but Hathor is around from the very, very earliest time. Now, these guys in the center, that's sort of interesting. For those who think, I mean, these occur here, and to the best of my knowledge, nowhere else in Egypt, again, ever. And okay, they're mythological animals. There are some people who think, gee, this is a long, the dinosaurs lasted longer than anyone thinks, and that if you're trying to draw a dinosaur by memory, well, who knows? I mean, I certainly would not like to get up in front of the American Society of Rationalists and try to defend that point of view, but it's peculiar. And there is one Egyptologist, actually, who is reading this as an astronomical text, in other words, as the ingress into the age of Taurus, which is about 4000 BC. I like that. But already here, First Dynasty, you see Horus and the papyrus swamp, so all of this stuff is there, absolutely from the very, very beginning.
Standing as curious evidence of an earlier common source for disparate cultures, the boomerangs used by the ancient Egyptians bear a striking and inexplicable resemblance to those used by the Aborigines of Australia.
There are hieroglyphs in Australia. There's a big argument over whether or not they're real. Can't go into this now. Those are actual Australian Aboriginal hieroglyphs, and these are the Egyptian throwing sticks, which are there. I mean, some of them whistle when they go, some of them are meant to come back to you. This suddenly gets interesting, because all of a sudden you think that maybe there is a connection, and that either the Aussies, Aborigines got it from the Egyptians, or the Egyptians got it from the Aborigines, but here they are. No mistaking that those are boomerangs.
An important piece of the Sphinx puzzle lies in an obscure corner of the museum. The inventory stela records a fact that unravels the traditional dating of the Sphinx. It records that the Sphinx appears to have already been a sacred and venerated monument at a date when its supposed builder, Khephren, had yet to be born.
This is the so-called inventory stela, which tells that Khufu, Cheops, built a temple to Isis alongside the Sphinx. Meaning the Sphinx is there in Khufu's time, and it's not built by Khephren. Well, he was the pharaoh before Khephren who built the Great Pyramid, so that in and of itself means that the Sphinx is there in Khufu's time. So when did it get built then?
Wow.
The way that the academics weaseled their way out of this is that studying the stone, studying these scratchy hieroglyphs, they find that the language is actually late. It's late period hieroglyphs. But the late period was conscious